My name is Davies and I am Head of Product Management for Card Processing. Card processing is the service we provide to customers to take cards, credit cards, debit cards. Well, payments on the move is a term that we use for enabling our customers to take credit and debit cards outside the traditional environment of their shops. So whether it be a portable terminal that they can use in a restaurant or in a high-class jeweller shop, or for queue busting, i.e. to get the queues down quicker by walking up the queues with a terminal in their hand, or a mobile terminal to take out to trade fairs and shows, door-to-door acceptance of cards, etc. So it's getting it out of the traditional environment of the shop and getting it on the move, in effect, yes. The genesis of this really was in chip and pin. In the old days, the terminals were pretty chunky, they had very little memory, when chip and pin came in, the new terminals that came in, they're much more powerful and they use the technology on the chip that's on the cards. So that enables them to act like small computers and have the power to be able to use this functionality. We use a technology very similar to the house phones called DECT technology, and it's just an ability for the terminal to speak to its base station, and it picks up the information from there and feeds it in. We can also use Wi-Fi and Bluetooth depending on the type of infrastructure that customers got. For the mobile phones, mobile terminals, we use the same as mobile phones, GPRS technology. Well, the benefits to the retailer are many. It helps them in terms of increasing their turnover, because they can take cards anywhere. It's much more efficient for them in terms of getting the throughput of customers through the tills much more quickly. It allows them to be flexible in terms of where they can take cards and where they can sell their goods, and it allows them to get funds into their account much more quickly than it would in terms of taking cheques or alternatively the old paper vouchers that we used to use. Well, ever since chip and pin came in and the technology was available, we've been developing our products, and we're able to provide the technology to the customer. We can either do it on a long-term rental or on a short-term rental. So all they need to do is contact us and we'll do everything else. So we'll deliver the terminal to them, we'll credit their funds on their account for them in the same way as we would for an ordinary terminal. And we'll collect it and we'll do all the transactions for them. So it's pretty straightforward from that point of view. Actually, it's quite an exciting time really in payments on the move. There's a number of new initiatives coming down the stream. What we're going to see, I think, in the short term is mobile phones being used more regularly in two ways. One, in terms of mobile phones being used to take payments, so for a retailer to be able to take payments using a phone or a very similar device to a phone. And secondly, we're going to see cardholders or customers using their telephone to make payments. And to facilitate that, we're now seeing a rollout very slowly of contactless transactions, where either using a card similar to the Oyster card in London or using a mobile phone specially equipped. You can use that phone to make payments by holding it against a reader. The great advantage of that is it's very quick from the merchant's point of view and from the customer's point of view. So in certain areas such as coffee shops and fast food outlets, news agents, etc., it will enable the transaction to go through very quickly. Very simply, just to contact the bank, speak to your relationship manager, go on to our hsbc.com/business and look at the card processing site, and we can supply everything for you. It's very simple from there on in.